Hi and welcome. This is our Mailbag Series where we go over questions from the audience. We've got some done. You're going to hear them today. Hi, I'm Dave Lopez, founder and managing member with ILG Financial.
And I'm Chase Lopez, financial advisor at ILG Financial. And today is another episode in our video series, Retire Your Way with ILG Financial, where we talk all things retirement planning. Now, before we get started, just want to let the audience know, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button down below so you can get all of our future alerts for any future videos that we do. And today, really, Dave, I'm just going to start peppering you with some of these questions. They come from all over the country, from some of our audience, and just get your honest feedback on it.
You got it. Fire away.
So our first one is from Tony in Pittsburgh, and he said, I'm hesitant to pay off my house because I don't have many other tax deductions at this point. But I have $100,000 in the bank, and I only owe about $45,000 on my house. So it's really tempting to just pay it off. What are your thoughts?
Boy, it's a great question. First, the short answer, Chase, is there's no right answer for everyone. I'd really want to look at more of the financial situation. Remember, in retirement or near retirement, it's more about cash flow.
Sure,
right.
Sure.
The older generations before us were all about paying off the mortgage, and it was just a rite of passage. And that went all the way back to the Great Depression, believe it or not, Chase, because the idea was if another depression hits, and at least I've got a roof over my head. But now with all the welfare systems and all the support systems, that really doesn't happen as much.
Sure.
So as long as you've got the cash flow to make your payment, it's not an imperative to get the mortgage paid off. So here's what I would do. Take a look at where your money is. That was it $45,000 you said to pay
he
the
owes
mortgage?
$45,000. He has $100,000 in the bank right now.
Yeah, you got $100,000 in the bank, but let's specifically talk about the $45,000 you would use to pay the mortgage off.
Right.
What's your mortgage rate? If your mortgage rate is more than you can safely get invested, and by safely I mean not risky stuff that can go up and down, then it's a viable option to pay the mortgage off. So I'll give you a great example. Let's say your mortgage rate is 6% and you've got the money sitting in the bank earning 2%. Well, you're losing 4% every year on that scenario.
Makes sense.
Why not just pay it off and now save the 6%?
Right.
If on the other hand, you've got one of these mortgages that many of us have now that we got 2 or 3 years ago with a 2% mortgage, you could put your money in a savings account right now for 5%. Why in the world would I pay off a 2% mortgage when I'm getting 5%? I'm literally making 3%. So it's different. Starts with what's your current mortgage rate and what are you getting safely where it is, and don't forget, are there other options? You might have the money sitting in cash earning nothing, but you get with your financial professional and you find out you can safely earn 4 or 5% in another vehicle. That's what I would say.
I think that's very insightful. All right, this next one, this comes from David. He's in Boston, Massachusetts. He said, I'm positive that I have more than enough money saved to last for the rest of my life. There's just no way I could spend it all. Not bragging, but I just find myself in a very blessed position. Is there any advice you'd give to somebody like me? Or can I coast my way through life, financially speaking?
Okay, so the first thing I'd say is congratulations to David. And you are blessed, but it's also a lot of hard work, right? Buckling down over 30 and 40 years, I'm guessing, we haven't met. But you only get to that point, and we've seen plenty of people get there by being very careful and deliberate of how you saved and invested your money.
Boy, that's true.
So now you're going to be able to reap the rewards. But you have come across something that we deal with almost every day in this office, which is we tell our clients, as you get in or near retirement, you're going to have to struggle, and we're going to encourage you to have a paradigm shift on how you look at risk. And one of the things I would encourage David to do, and any of you listening, is think about this idea of if I do not have to take excessive risk moving forward to achieve my goals, why am I taking risk? Right? So we're not saying put everything in the mattress. In fact, that's a whole different risk, where your money is all in one basket, and if someone breaks in, you lose it all. But at the same time, you've taken risk in the market and maybe building a business, whatever it is, and it paid off. And now you do have enough. If you can dramatically reduce the risk, so you have no anxiety or heartache of a future market correction or something like that, and comfortably live in retirement, that would be a very pleasant lifestyle. Right, and there's some ways you can do that and still generate pretty good income. So that's what we would suggest, is we would say, don't feel like you're coasting. In a way, you are coasting. You've worked hard all your life, so you can coast. That's exactly the ideal retirement.
That's exactly right. And just to kind of piggyback off of what you said, Dave, is now that if you are very comfortable, David, with the financial position that you're in, well, one of the things that we would implore you to do is think about, okay, well, if you're not going to use this money, where is it going to go, right? Is it going to go to heirs, or is it going to go to charity, wherever you think or want it to go? And knowing that in advance, there are some tweaks that you can make to make that as efficient as possible.
Yeah, this is where you would not want to sit on your hands.
That's right.
You could be more conservative in your investments, but get with your financial professional and start to do some very serious, intentional tax planning. To maximize, whether it's a charity or a child or a family member, you want to maximize what they get and minimize what you lose to taxes. And there's some really great things you can do with this money to still let you have access to it, David, but at the same time, make sure that you pay as little taxes as is required by law.
Sure. All right, so we're going to move on here. We're going to move on to Kate. She's in Los Angeles, California. So Kate said, my son is 27 years old and just hasn't been able to land a legitimate job since he finished college 4 years ago. We've been supporting him, helping him with car insurance, cell phone, health insurance, and a few other things. I won't be able to continue this once I retire in a couple of years. How do I cut him off without screwing up his life?
That's a great question. Man, this one comes up. And my advice would be, and it's very easy for me, Kate, to say here than you with the child, but just understand the realities of what's happening here. By your own admission, in 2 to 3 years, you will have to cut him off. You will have no choice but to cut him off. That will be a painful discussion, and it'll be painful for your son, because he's going to have to start making dramatic lifestyles so that he now lives within his means.
Right.
Your son is either going to have to make an effort to earn more, whether that's going back to school to get more education or more expertise, or find a new job that pays better, or take on a second job to earn extra money, or dramatically reduce his lifestyle. Something's got to give. And there's, no matter how much we love our children or our family members, they're no different than you and I in the respect that we have to live within our means and find a solution. Make more money or spend less money. I would suggest, since this is going to happen in 2 to 3 years anyway, Kate, you want to address it now. Right? Because you better to have him deal with it. And if he can deal with it now, you've saved support for 2 years. But it's got to be dealt with, and it might take him 1.5 years or 2 years if he starts now to get him to the point where he doesn't have to change his lifestyle so that he's taking extra classes while you're supporting. So you want to have the conversation with him and be very candid with him that you don't have the money, that this is the date the money will stop. You're helping him in any other way that you can after that, other than financially. But while he's got this window, you and him can brainstorm as to how he'll get himself into a position where he's self-sufficient in 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, that's a great answer, Dave. So that's our mailbag series for today. Go ahead and click the like and subscribe button down below to get any future videos of ours. And also, specifically with the mailbag series, if you want, just drop your questions right in the comments there. And next time we do a mailbag video, we'll go ahead and answer your questions specifically. Talk to you soon.
Look forward to that. See you soon.